my headphones up?
Nigga, I thought she said that.
That's always the most fun part too. When I'm in the booth and it's repeating something I said a couple takes ago.
Where'd you get that? Corner store?
Gotta let you say. Don't know how to say it in the right way, but I want you to know, wherever you go, I'll follow. This is something poetic. Heard it, I said it. Know that I meant it, yeah. This is something poetic. If you heard it, I said it. And I meant when I get around you, I get this funny feeling. All right, none of that. That's not what I'm hearing. Give me tender loving care, that sexual healing. Got my feet to the ceiling.
I feel like I'm still in my lane for my Monday shit. Y'all shake your ass to that. Mondays are, yeah, you know, Mondays I'm very dedicated because, like I said, we always follow behind Keith, and Keith just like comes and drops dick on Mondays. Like he just smashes the whole morning with, get your fucking life together. You're sitting at the house, you're not positive, and I'm like, well, shit, man. Like the evening here, and like we got to do something. So y'all shake y'all ass at the house, like when we play the music here. So you grinded on somebody.
I don't know if you can shake your ass. If you can shake your ass to that, please record it.
Like, not fast.
Yeah,
but
like it's not a full blown
sensual,
clap. It's more of a sway.
It's a sensual
you got a little
shake.
sway.
Some have it.
You can sway the booty a
It's
little
in
bit.
the hips.
Yeah.
In the hips.
They did something to it. Something happened.
Who?
So whoever listened, they started something.
Oh, they started.
That's in my mind. This started something.
So it must be real. It's there. It's reality now. If it was in your mind.
Yeah.
You could have had a little sway in the hips, or you could have went full blown like Kappa shimmy status.
We didn't do that.
Ooh, the shoulders.
We did that. We did the other thing.
I mean, I didn't do either.
It's a sway in the hips.
Yeah, I mean, some people might get a little.
There
I don't know.
it is.
That's how they. I don't know. I'm not one of them, so I don't know.
I mean, everybody dances different. Some people were probably offbeat. Some people.
So I think
Some
it's
people
safe
probably
to say.
two-step.
No, I think it's safe to say, man, we like 2% parents in here because of that song. Whoever heard that, it started something, and we all in here like we 2% parents.
The seed has been planted.
Yeah, somebody looked at somebody very lovingly, long eyes.
Said, fuck it then.
The long stare. The
You know
long
that thing
stare.
you want to do with your pinky? Go ahead and do that.
Fuck it then.
Go ahead and do that.
I don't
thing.
think we appreciate how much
the pinky.
life is started from. Well, fuck it then. Like, it's always like, you know, a lot of, I saw her from across the room and I knew my heart burst. But it's like, man, some of us were here because of fucking then shit.
Shit,
Fuck
I'm
it.
just gonna go ahead and
See
do
what
that thing.
happens.
Yeah, we gonna see how it plays out.
I know. I'm definitely one of those because my mom told me the story already of how she met my dad. She met my dad in a club in Guam. My dad was in the Air Force.
Oh,
So that's how, I came about.
this story got way fancier so fast. Like,
Anyways, long story short, I put stuff together years. Of course, she told us when we were young. We're like, oh, that's cool. You guys met at a party or whatever. You were dancing. Later on, I'm like, wait, you was at the club, but you didn't graduate yet. And, piecing stuff together. I'm like, you had a fake ID? This whole time, she had a fake ID. That's how
she just still like crushed mad people's conception stories. It was like, oh, club. I understand that because my mama said she met my daddy at a club in Guam. That's not Carson.
Yeah.
Fuck.
No, so definitely a little bit. There was a beach. It was a little more
This is
serene.
lit.
My dad was in the military. They had the barracks or whatever. It was on the beach in a private area at the time because it's the military. In
This
Guam.
was sexy shit.
Yeah, it
Not
was
only
cool.
was he clubbing, but he was also established. So
Yeah.
although I'm meeting somebody and I'm going to end up creating a child, I at least got my shit together. Unlike 50% of the people that's in the club, like getting their rocks off to somebody that night. Neither one of you have any of your shit together, sir and ma'am.
Right.
Word.
That's the difference. I feel like if you see somebody, if you're seeing somebody in the club all the time, then you're in the club too. But if you meet somebody in the club, it's a possibility they're just there because it's a homie's birthday, or you can meet somebody cool at the club. It's just.
That's a good point.
It's very good to observe.
Oh wait, speaking of having our shit together, we have a whole guest in this bitch.
Oh, yeah.
We just talk like, oh hey, it's a third.
Yeah.
I mean, we're
third
going to
voice.
let her introduce herself. Doesn't
No
mean
way.
she's
I've been
supposed to.
here. I'm comfortable now.
See, there it is. Well, go ahead and introduce yourself first. Tell them who you are, what you come from, what you do, so on and so forth. Because I got a thought that goes along with that. But
This is lovely.
we gonna take it into a whole nother direction. But let you get your shit off first.
All
Tell
right.
the people who you is.
Well, I'm Keelan. I'm a singer, songwriter, holistic wellness strategist,
Word.
mystic. I like to say.
A mystic.
Yeah, mystic. That's the. Thank you.
Yes. Bask in it. Bask in it. Bask in it.
That's it. I'm here to talk it up. I love to talk to people about energy and
I know you guys do therapy. You're a therapist, you said. I just learned that today.
Lit.
And mental health is a big thing for me and a big reason why I even got into holistic health and wellness. So
splendid.
See, before you get your shit off.
Go ahead. No,
this is why I'm immediately not finna jump on her shit. Because one, I be seeing not only the post, but it'd be like mutual posts. Like, hey, I like that. I'm gonna steal that. And then she said mystic. That was just some different shit, man. Nobody calls himself mystic. It was holistic medicine. There's some shit behind it. Also, I just, I be peeping my people's like pages. I believe her a little bit.
Yeah. No, I see. I was looking at your story yesterday or today. I was like, hey, I posted that. So now I can kind of see sometimes other people will post it, or I'm starting to see my followers liking it, even before I get to it. And I think for me, that's really cool. Somebody reposted one today and like thanked me. Like, thank you. I just reposted somebody else's content. But you never know how that's going to affect that person, or if they needed to see that today, that could have like brightened them up. And really, I posted for me half of the time. It's like a reminder to myself, or it resonated with me. So I posted, and hopefully it resonates with other people around me. If not, they stop following me and different people pick up,
I posted for me, but hopefully it's beneficial to you as well.
Yeah.
And if you don't like eating Kiss Betwinks, the 2 cheeks of my ass. Or tune in again tomorrow.
No,
Maybe I'll have something you like tomorrow. Who knows?
I can't say that because they would enjoy that. They'd be like, okay, wait.
It's a bar.
Yeah, that may be a little bit different.
And then it didn't really, and then now I just got to ignore somebody.
And that still works out in your favor because it helps you understand, okay, over here.
In this box, yes.
Let me draw these boundaries right now because you clearly didn't read the room, sir. You must be hooked on phonics when it comes to emotional intelligence because you completely misread everything I just said. That was not what I was trying to do, sir. But
he could have just been shooting his shot with it. It just, it's just airballed or bricked or.
Look here, if you're going to shoot your shot, make sure you got a basketball and not a soccer ball. Like, you got to make sure it matches what you're trying to do. Because if I'm trying to shoot my shot with some shit that's completely not supposed to be within this space, I can see if I've known you for a while, we have some rapport, then yes, kiss my ass gladly. That might work.
But if I don't,
if it's somebody that I ain't never even, I've never seen you before, not even from across the room. like we have never been in the same space before, and you like, oh yes, let me do all those nasty things. Like, come on, man, save that a little bit. Like, ease in there first. How did y'all
get to kiss my ass? You just met this person. Like, this might not be a good moment.
That could be somebody's sense of humor, but don't take, like I said, read the room. Somebody could be, kiss my ass on some young, for us.
All right.
We definitely, all right, for sure. We like, you want 1 kiss or 2 kiss? Red fish, blue fish. Like, what do you want? Betwinks, side, left, right? But still, have some rapport before you start throwing that out there. But I appreciate the terminology. I appreciate the like-mindedness. You get to see some of what we bring. We get to see some of what you bring. And like you said, you call yourself a mystic because I ain't really heard that word since.
I was about to say, don't ask me what it means because I don't have the definition in my head right now. But it's pretty much you're on you believe in spiritual things, like you're on a spiritual path, and you believe in the spirit of everything, spiritual energy.
Right. I can appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm about to go on Google right now.
Let me look this up, make sure I'm saying it right.
Live.
I appreciate the
I'm going to get the actual, I had to say, I should have done I put it on there. I definitely read the definition before I posted it in my bio, but I forget the actual definition. A mystic is a person who seeks by contemplation and self-surrender to obtain unity with or absorption into the deity or the absolute, or who believes in the spiritual apprehension of truths that are beyond the intellect. That is why I don't remember what the definition is. It's deep.
That's the Webster's version, yes.
And that is actually, Oxford Languages.
That makes things feel a little bit different because, like, I remember the artist Urban Mystic.
Oh, fuck.
But I forget we had a WNBA team, the Mystics, and the Juice Mystic. Like, did drinking this juice make me feel like that? No, drinking that juice gave me hypertension and diabetes. Like, this is nothing about exploring any of what she just said. This is killing myself slowly. What are you talking about, sir?
No, the first time I actually heard the term mystic was Bob Marley's song "Natural Mystic."
Indeed.
Yeah, so that's kind of where that came from. That's what inspired it anyways, and maybe look into it like, oh no, that is me. Yeah,
that's a bar.
Me.
The great ancestor Bob.
See, 2 things. 1, I like the research. That's good. But 2, if I'm using like my usual like easy reason to like just shit on the world when I look at social media, because it'd be like just using stories as the barometer, because that just is a lot of big fucking talking point around here. Is like it'd be like spiritual shit, cool shit, positive shit. But what I don't see is where I'd be like, and there's a couple of y'all out there. I know I shit on everybody, but it's a couple of you. But I'm not gonna tell you who you are because I want y'all to keep it up. Y'all get the big head or some shit. Relax.
Gotta keep them entertained.
Right.
It'd be like the world will come to you and enjoy your effervescent breeze, and it's like cool. Then it'd be like 3 Justin LeBoy posts, and I'm like, hey nigga, hey,
balance. Balance. But it depends on what the Justin
like,
LA posts are.
Y'all be contradictory,
That's
man.
I'm
Then
trying to be understanding.
say some balance shit. So yeah, shout out to mystic people. I think mystic is a word that should be used now, man. Maybe we gotta keep that under wraps, because shit, you gotta really differentiate. Somebody be like, I'm a spiritual effervescent being. You're an insurgent, my nigga.
The biggest takeaway from that, I'll say, that I can appreciate, admitting when you don't know shit, which is great. I appreciated it. Like, I don't know, let me look that up right now to familiarize myself, because there's a lot of people that can't admit that they don't know shit, and they just I'm in here and I'm gonna ride with it and I'm gonna stick to it.
I'm gonna make it up.
I'm gonna make it up along the way. I am an expert at pulling shit out of my ass.
The crazy part is that's the bag, is you don't know shit. And so the entire ride is this whole big journey of figuring out some shit you don't know. Motherfucker be like, I know it. Everything that motherfuckers say they know has turned to shit. All religions are like, we know this is what happened. And then it's like, hey man, y'all been murdering a lot of people. And I'm just saying, like, maybe you don't know what the fuck you talking about. Everybody that say they know some shit ends up fucking it up.
Yeah. Well,
Every time.
I won't say everybody, but I'm gonna quote Lauryn Hill right now. Is it Lauryn Hill? Damn, I'm fucking
We
up.
gonna figure it
I
out.
lost the whole. See, look, I forgot. Let me Google it. No, I'm just kidding. Is it the man who knows something? No, that's Erykah Badu. The man who knows something knows that he knows nothing at all. Something like that.
Oh yeah.
We don't know anything. Everybody's just experimenting. I think life is a big experiment, and that's why I come do random things. I've never done this before, but here I am. I'm really actually I live in a place of like no fear right now. I'm just what I don't know. I'm willing to learn, and so for me, I feel like I have no limits really, because I'm willing to learn and take the steps, to get good at something or to
Give it to her. Give it to her.
or to understand something better. Yes, thank you.
Yes.
It's the only soundbite I remember. I don't know what the rest of
What the
these
other
do.
ones are? We're gonna figure them out by the end of it.
Press the color.
See, it's spontaneous too. I love the beats, but just with the flow, I'm really big on intuition and like just kind of following your heart and what feels right. But you have to get to a certain level, like a certain vibration. I feel like to really do that, because sometimes we can be guided by desires that aren't really our true self. They're coming from a place of lack or like a energy that you don't really want to pull things into.
She seems like she listens to us.
That's why I said, wait, this might actually work out. I haven't
Just the same stuff we say, just a little bit more aggressive.
yeah.
Yeah. A little bit more vulgar.
You guys get more aggressive?
Some people can take it that way because we don't have the voice to kind of go with us.
The soft.
Yeah.
There's a philosophy behind that though.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, it's just been practiced. Like when we met, we worked at group homes, and I realized, you working with kids from a variety of backgrounds. This nigga's 19. I'm not gonna walk up to him and say like, "Yo, you on your path," and I just like, "Yo, you fucking up," and I'm like, I gotta figure out how to make you fucking up and on your path make sense.
Yeah,
because that's not corny and not.
Because that's
preachy,
what we've noticed. Like you be in the mental health field, and it's like, okay, this person here with the letters behind their name is missing the part of experiencing this person and understanding their perspective. You got all the perspective in the world. Like that's where I was. I'm like, I got all the perspective in it. I'm hitting, and then I'm going in these rooms, and niggas like, you're doing XYZ therapy, and I was like, I don't know what that is. Mm-hmm. I just know I'm tired of this nigga like punching people in the face and then leaving every night. I don't want to write no more reports. So
let me figure out how to meet you where you are. Let me figure out how to communicate to you in a language that you can understand. That way we can both get you to where you need to be, and I can also help you understand that I don't have to be the one to hold your hand to get there. Like you can do it, buddy. Go ahead.
That's what it's all about.
Do it on your own. No. Go ahead. Go ahead.
That's what it's all about, honestly. What works for us or, me or you might not work for the next person. And so it's important, especially with the holistic stuff that I do, it's really to get people to a place where they're in control of their health. They're in control of their mind, body, and soul, the things that they want. They're in control of it, especially specifically with healthcare, because I feel like a lot of the time if we're sick or whatever, like go straight to the doctor. For a lot of us, some of us, we're lucky or blessed enough to have parents that kind of understood herbs and, essential oils and all that good stuff. But for most of us, we go to the doctor, they give us something, and that's the end of it. But that's half the time it's not a cure. Half the time it's just something to keep you going. And then you're reliant on that now, so you have to keep doing that, and it's going to take it away. But a lot of those things, a lot of our illnesses can actually be, I don't want to say cured because I'm not supposed to say cured, but alleviated or like helped if you change your diet, change, the stuff you're consuming, because a lot of the time we hold in our emotions. Oh, man, I'm about to get deep. Hold in our emotions, and our emotions we got to look at as like they're toxic. If you hold them and dwell on them, the negative ones, we have to let ourselves feel our emotions and let it out. And for men specifically, like, I feel like it's a lot harder for you guys because of the stipulations and like the negative connotation people in our communities put on that. And we just feel like kind of weak. And even me, like growing up in my family, we were kind of not very vulnerable, like emotionally vulnerable. We loved each other and we knew that, like, for a fact, there was no question, but to open up and like cry, like that would make my mom uncomfortable. She would like switch the subject or something. Mom, if you're watching, it's not a bad thing. I've had this conversation with her just because I've been healing, and I kind of had to explain, it's not nothing personal or nothing you did wrong, but I have to see, what happened in my life and why I'm the way that I am. And so, that being that way, it did shape me. And so I kind of understand that lack of space to be emotionally vulnerable, it can affect you physically.
Definitely.
Your health and your wellness.
Well, folks, that's what Asking the Why does. I'm going to go ahead and hang it up.
Pretty much. What I can appreciate about that, we touch on this on a regular basis. So once you go back and kind of listen through some episodes, you'll notice like themes that you're touching on right now are some of the same things we talk about on a regular basis.
Well, let me know if I'm overlapping.
No, Bob. I mean, we appreciate it because it shows that we're not the only people that say these things, but I can appreciate the fact that you're speaking of doing the work, which requires accountability.
Yes.
And different component, whether it's your mental health, whether it's your physical health, whether it's your emotional well-being, or learning how to communicate effectively. Like you're touching on different aspects, but they're all the same thing. Doing the work. You can figure this out. As we say on the show, it's your fucking fault. Because you are responsible for that. You are responsible for your health. I don't want to just, like you said with the doctor, I'm going to the doctor to get something to numb me, to not pay attention to what's really going on, or to not have to change something that's going to make me uncomfortable this day. Doc, what is it? Yeah, give me something for that. So I ain't got to change nothing. I can just keep doing what I'm doing.
Exactly.
Like, no, do the work, motherfucker. Like, this is completely on you.
Yeah, something led you to that. Let's take it all the way back and see why you even had to go to the doctor for what in the first place. Of course, if it's a broken leg, still you could backtrack that, like stop jumping off jungle gyms, or like like you can't keep going. You can keep going to the doctor for that broken leg, or you can learn what caused it and what's causing it. Okay, and then you can break it down even further. Like, why am I jumping off jungle gyms? I know it's dangerous for me.
It ain't even got to be that extreme.
It doesn't, but
you can mess around and I broke my leg because you done had too much Lawry's, too much of mama's cooking. You ain't getting enough calcium. You ain't working out, so your bones is brittle.
Okay, yeah, see. And
that's still your physical and your nutritional health. You're not addressing it properly, so your bones is brittle. Your nails is brown. They ain't clear no more. You ain't drinking no water. Your toenails look like goddamn sidewalk gum.
You said
sidewalk gum. Shout out to Beach Bum in the comments. She said comprehensive health. Comprehensive health care should involve a mental health check, which it should. Not just because we're biased as far as us being therapists and you should focus on mental health, but they don't always pay attention to that. They don't pay attention to people's emotional health. Even when you have, like, say, hospice, somebody that's quote unquote on their way out, you're not giving them somebody to talk to.
Right.
I feel like, if you wanted to get like conspiracy time, I feel like if you were to like make Like it's cool now. Like everybody's talking about mental health or whatever. But if everybody has that mindset, a lot of shit gets put out of business. Like if everybody's like, hey, we could figure it out. I'm calm. I'm this. I can work my way back to my own issues. You'd be like, hey, I don't really have to go over here to get this, this, and this to fill this void working from lack. Then it's like, fuck this shit, nigga. Like,
exactly.
I'm trying to get paid.
That's why they don't, not to get into the conspiracy, but that's why they don't want us to know that.
Jump in there.
They don't want us to know
come
these
in there
things.
with
That's why
us,
it's not
please.
taught. Because I question that all the time. Like, why are we not taught, like, simple things like that? Like, it's not simple, don't get me wrong, but, like, to just be able to balance ourselves and control our emotions, or even just mental health things like affirmations and meditation and breathing techniques and stuff like, they've all been around forever, you know, and Chinese medicine has like done fabulous things as far as mental health goes and like being able to center yourself. But Western medicine focuses on, you know,
the pill.
Exactly. The
So
medicine.
you mean to tell
and
me
we
that
are in a consumer.
Sound be damned.
Right. Like, you mean to tell
He
me
said,
that
yes, it's
I
gonna
don't
get
need
hot,
no
you know.
damn Viagra. I can just get some meditation, change my diet up, give me some yohimbe and some ginseng, and I'm good to go. Like,
I remember it was like a joke, like years ago. Like I think they even did it on like South Park or something like that, where it was like, fucking Sting does tantric whatever to fuck for hours, and I was like, and then I looked it up. I was like, that's a real practice. I was like, why this shit ain't taught? Like niggas taking whole pills where you could just sit in your backyard for a couple hours and be like, I'm ready to go.
That's because that's a mental health thing too, but we normally approach it from a selfish mindset. I'm just trying to get my shit off. I'm not thinking of it as a practice. I'm not thinking of it as being a whole part of my being. I'm just trying to get this nut real quick. And it's
Instant
like
gratification.
Right. You got to delay gratification. And a lot of us don't know how to delay gratification. Everything comes so quickly, especially in the social media era. I'm posting this and I'm getting the gratification within minutes of posting something. So we don't know how to delay gratification. We don't know how to pay attention to something in the long term to kind of help us with the benefits. That goes back to us not paying attention of doing the work ourselves.
Yeah.
That's the long way.
Yeah, and it takes practice. Like you can't just go outside and start doing tantric medicine. But you learn it and then practice it, master it hopefully, and then it's something that's instilled in you now. You don't have to, you know, ever go get the pill again. You know how to do it because you took the time to learn how to. Right.
You don't want you out in your backyard screaming like a crazy person. The universe give me all the power to my penis. Now I summon thee.
Hey, like as much as houses cost out, I'll do that in my backyard. In my backyard.
He said,
and I'm here to manifest, motherfuckers. So get in your yard, Earl. Like mind your fucking business.
He said, Earl, I look like I got chicken pox with this filter.
Oh, I don't know nothing about that. We don't want that.
It's a freckles filter, but it was all on my forehead. Like, you not working out for me.
White folks freckles?
Freckles filter. That shit is dangerous. What if a nigga really fuck with freckles and you show up and somebody got a play face? Like, it's just like, what the fuck is it?
You know, the makeup.
I had a thing for freckles, and you don't have none of that no more.
I want my little pizza face girl.
You done ruined all my little kink sessions.
I see. I was over here catfishing. Now I changed it. I don't got no freckles no more. Now I just got blue eyes. Filters are crazy too. I think
yes, they are.
I've seen some wild filters. I typically stay with the same filter, and it's like a colored filter. It's not like a.
I might be whack, but I remember like I was blown away when I found out there was filters that like make your face skinny. That shit fucked me up. Like I remember like I was looking to do something funny, and I saw it. I was like, "Who is this nigga?" And I was like, "Oh, they be doing this. This shit is dangerous."
I'm still old school with it because I refuse to use filters in pictures because I just feel like it's scanning my face to put it in some shit that I don't know about, and I'm gonna end up an automatic suspect somewhere, and I can't fuck with it.
That's why I don't have the face recognition to open the phone. I don't turn that on, but I do use filters, so they probably got me anyway.
See, I think about that, but then I realize like if we open any of these pages, like my personal or the power, my face is a lot of places, and I'm like, oh well, that's dumb.
It's already there.
Like, yeah, like
I can appreciate that we're having like within my chat. There's a little mini mental health conversation going on between a couple of people. Shout out to Mr. Mark Dave, and Beach Bum. Y'all continue talking.
Whoop, shout out.
But appreciate y'all. They talking.
Yeah, mine's not. Mine are just coming on and getting off. Somebody says sing.
Okay, damn, nigga, like
That's what,
Hi.
doing that. I always wonder, like, when rappers go around, like, yeah, I rap, you know, do people like rap? Like, do they tell them just?
Yes, they
can
do.
you rap something right
and that's
now?
annoying as shit. Don't do that to people that are a certain thing and they do a certain craft. Don't just walk up to comedians. Tell me a joke. Shut up. I got a joke for you. What did the 5 fingers say to his face? You heard this one before, right?
Yes. That's
5 across your lips. God damn it.
yeah. See, I don't know. I'm like, I feel like I'm safe in this, but I don't know if somebody's gonna find a way to fuck up the podcast. Say something interesting right now. I just want some chips.
right. Like,
might.
what's on my mind?
You might. Shout out to Nina 1913. She told me earlier. She's like, "Oh, your boy is good with the voices, like how we normally do the dialects of like."
Are they fucking hiring? Does she know anybody that's got jobs? You know, just want to have somebody come in the booth and say a thing or two about crumpets and shite. Like, yeah, you know, fuck it.
Oh, you guys got accents.
Indeed, I can see somebody walking up to like, hey, do the voice. Shut
It's cut the check. I don't.
Right. Not for free.
When I see those like videos of like rappers and shit, like there'd be a part of me that like where you feel like a regular person, like, oh, that's not nice. I'm like, wait a minute, that nigga been on a plane for like 18 hours. He's going to 12 cities.
Not.
Get the fuck away from me.
Absolutely,
that's perfectly fine. Don't touch me. I don't want to sign shit.
You know how selfish you got to be to walk up to somebody after you don't know what's going on in their day. But not only do I approach you because I know you're somebody that does something really well, I'm telling you to do that thing specifically for me for free when you're supposed to be getting paid for it. I'm going to ask you for an autograph too. And I'm going to ask you for a picture.
Yep, a picture.
For why? Just because you walked up, bitch? Who told you deserve all that? Knock it off.
Life. Just because we're in the same place. But you know what? I think people don't really think that far, especially when a lot of people get starstruck or like, you know, if it's somebody that they actually look up to and pay attention to and want to see. I feel like when they see them in that moment, they're like, it is a selfish thought to be kind of just like, oh my God, I have to do this now or I might not ever see them again. You know what I mean? Like, this is the only time I'm going to see them. And that part I understand. But me personally, I would sit there and say the same thing. Oh, dang, they just been on a flight. Like, I might do one of these and a head nod or like, yo, what's up? I love your shit. And then keep it pushing.
I feel like that's white people shit.
But I don't come across people like that, like in the airport.
I've seen a couple like people that I thought, oh, I like your music. Like, who was the last person I think I saw? I saw the Pink Sweats nigga, and part of me was like, wow, that nigga really wear a lot of pink, and like. And he was looking, and it was like a 3 a.m. flight. He looked, and he registered that I registered who he was, and I was, that's all I need. And it was a head nod. And I was like, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
I like you. And then I was like,
that's all it takes. 'Cause I feel like people approach it, like I said, like white folks. They see something foreign, and I want to capture it. I want it for me. Like I see this lion in the jungle. I want to pet it because I want to see how if you don't back your ass up, like you can look, admire, acknowledge, and keep it going. They people just like you. They got lives just like you, especially in the airport. If you in the airport anywhere from Atlanta, LA, or Texas, you're going to bump into somebody on a transitioning flight. You're going to see them. And sometimes it's just like, oh, I saw so-and-so. Cool. And let them go about their regular ass life. I'm trying to get a Quiznos sub. I know I don't want to take a selfie, bitch. I'm getting a cookie from McDonald's so I can go sit down. Look, cookies and Quiznos.
Cookies and Quiznos. I don't even know that. I don't even think I've been to Quiznos. I don't even think I've eaten Quiznos ever. But it sounds good right now because I'm hungry.
I haven't seen a Quiznos in a minute.
I've seen one.
Like, it was Quiznos.
But they sell sandwiches. They don't have. I don't really eat meat like that, so I guess I wouldn't be going there anyways.
What's the other one? And Togo's.
Togo's. Yeah, they probably did. They go out of business?
No, they still got them.
They still?
Okay. They got a couple.
I
Togos.
said that they still like. I'm gonna fucking pull up on the Togo's. I'm not.
I know they got a couple in like the. We used to go in the Westchester area like after school because we had people at our school that would work there. So we would go and try to get a sandwich for the low. But they still have it there. I used to think it was to-go's. I didn't know it was Togo's.
I low key missed that. Like, I think we make fun, we shame people who are adults that got just regular jobs. Those shits are necessary. I'm tired of my friends trying to be corporate and amazing motherfuckers. I miss my friends who worked at fucking Jack in the Box and I was getting free food. We don't pay attention to people no more. Like, we like Rodney 45 working at the motherfucking McDonald's. Great. Free fries, nigga.
Pulling up.
I miss those days. That's when you made good connections in high school. Like I remember, like in LA, we ain't never seen no Chuck E. Cheese. Like Chuck E. Cheese was here, like across the street from the Magic Johnson Fridays. It was popping when we was in high school, but we had a few people from our school that worked there. And you go in there, ain't no games I could really play. I'm just going ahead to get some shit in afterwards. And the homie work here, he can give me a plate to hit up the salad bar for the low, and I ain't got to pay for that.
Wait, you said Chuck E. Cheese?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they had. I mean, Chuck E. Cheese got some bomb pizza. I don't know about now, but they had bomb pizza.
Yeah, my funky ass corporate friends. I don't got shit. I ain't got none of these goddamn luncheons. I got a brother working Enterprise. I ain't got no discount on no car yet. But fucking like,
especially when we talking about the fraternal aspect. You got brothers from top to bottom in your organization. Like, yeah, I made these connections so I can give it. We're all unemployed.
But that's the best. That was the best sell. Everybody sells each other the connections you get afterwards, and it. The fuck is you doing? We both unemployed in this motherfucker. Just
damn. Wait, fraternity? What fraternity?
Who's going first?
I went to.
It don't matter. She pointed the juice, so I figured, you know.
I went like this.
Oh, my bad. I couldn't see this finger over here. I just see the.
Must
one.
be the shade. Oh, it's right here though. I don't know what that is. I'm trying to read it.
I appreciate appreciate the effort. She thought about it for a hot second.
I don't want to be wrong. I'm just gonna be wrong.
It's
Would
okay
I rather
being
be wrong or not?
It's
Guess
okay
it
to
off?
be wrong.
It don't matter what they're gonna do to you.
It's not Omega.
Yes.
It is Omega.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That's all you need to know.
Yeah, the middle one is Alpha.
No.
Kappa.
No.
Damn, it looked like. Never mind. I should have quit while I was ahead.
Okay. You got the important.
At one point in time, that'll get you in trouble, but don't nobody give a shit.
Yeah, no, we grown.
That right there. Oh, I did Alpha Phi Omega, which is not even in the Divine Nine. But I went to Gremlin, so like everything you do at a HBCU, like you can join the library club, and you got to do some shit, but. That shit right there, like coming home from like you go to HBCU, like this is fucking amazing. This shit matters. And I remember coming home afterwards, and they was like, "Whatever, nigga. Like we finna go. Wait, hey, look at my shirt." And niggas like, "I don't give a shit." And women was like, "We don't give a shit." And I was like, "Whoa, man," because in college, this is supposed to be the smartest place. Everybody's dumb because it's just niggas. Once you get 3 or 4 niggas in matching t-shirts, you're amazing. Yeah. Doesn't matter what the fuck you do.
It depends.
I feel like, but that's because you're in the school.
Man, like
depends on what shirt.
Yeah, I'm about to say. Yeah.
It's like 90%. Actually, you know what? No, I don't know. There's an area where people care.
There's an area where people care about us. It's not always a positive space. Sometimes it's either they like, oh, you the nasty niggas, or no, all the negative connotations that come with it. Or if the older you get, they're like, oh, okay, we know you guys are really connected. You guys take care of each other. You guys are the ones that look out for people. So it's like it comes in stages. But, you know, in our age group and a little bit younger, it's like, oh, y'all just the nasty motherfuckers.
Is Psy? Is that the middle?
Yes. You getting there. You getting there.
Yo,
I'm staring out. I tell
one more.
I don't give up. I'm going to learn it. I'm going to figure it out.
One more. Got one more.
Because I know Kappa has it in there because my ex is a Kappa.
Oh. I'm sorry.
I know.
Shimmy Joe.
Yeah, I had good
all your
shoulders
life
for a
up.
minute. I had good shoulders for a couple years, but I don't remember that last one. I'll get it though. Don't worry about it.
Shit! I got 2 brothers that are part of those guys now.
Kappas?
Or 3. I'm gonna still get these jokes off.
Get them on.
I've been getting them off for years. I got them off with them, which was fucking hilarious.
I mean, I got close homeboys that they shimmiers as well.
No, I just got to like think, loose shoulders and all that.
Loose shoulders, Christmas time, like you see, hey, y'all do y'all thing, candy canes and all. And
rotator cuffs are strong as shit.
Knees,
for real, like
rotator cuffs and knees.
We had competition. We had a stroke competitions where we had the girls. We had Kappa coaches, and then the girls would go and have the whole routine, and then they would vote. Everybody would vote, and yeah, I won the first year I did it, or the second year. I don't remember, maybe both. And yeah, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. Legs hurt, shoulders had to for real get loose. We had to be on point. Everybody was kicking at different times. I'm like, come on, guys, on beat. Where's the rhythm?
They was nice to y'all because
we're not allowed to do that.
Unless you like a Pearl or something at one of the campuses, I have yet to see like, oh yeah, let her do the hop. No,
yeah,
absolutely the fuck not.
I went to San Diego State, so it wasn't like
it's a little different on the West Coast.
It wasn't a big chapter, and like Yeah, so
they was trying to make sure they got in good with the lady folk. Like, yeah, sure, you guys can do it as long as you come to.
Well,
our
it was
party.
like an event because they had the Captain Pool party.
Exactly.
They had homecoming.
We want you in bikinis, so yes, you can shimmy
So,
all you
yeah.
like as long as you gonna come shake that ass.
Well, I remember explaining that shit to people when I like came home, and it was just like, that's when I realized, like, oh, I've taken a trip into some weird shit because I was like, everybody, did you survive? What the fuck was y'all doing? We not doing the same thing? Oh, we're not doing the same.
We're
shit.
not all.
I need to write a fucking letter because I thought so.
I thought everybody did the same shit. Nope.
Niggas be like, you did who? For what?
With what? When? How many times?
Yeah, us too.
I didn't do anything.
We didn't have. Yeah. So when I got to state, we didn't have all 9 at all. Even by the time I graduated, we didn't have AKAs. We didn't have deltas. The ones we ended up getting back before I left were, I think alphas did come back right before I left, and then AKAs came back and deltas came back.
Okay.
And they had huge lines, like crazy huge lines. And I'm not like super proud of this, but I definitely wanted to join, and my grades weren't good enough, so I couldn't because I fucked up the same. But I think it was for a reason. I think it was for a reason because I don't know.
It might have been for a reason.
It was for a
and
reason.
my next question is going to dictate that because which one were you thinking about?
I feel like I'm going to make y'all guess because that's more fun because I feel like people like to stereotype and categorize.
I'm going to let you guess. I'm just waiting to hear the answer because if it's not the answer that I like. But you can guess if you want to. Guess. I'm not guessing.
I can't guess.
You had 2 options. You was either AKA or you was Delta. Which one, pink or red? Which one would you lean into?
Wait, what's the blue one?
There's 2 blue ones.
What's the
Zetas
blue and yellow?
SG Rose.
SG Row. SG Row came back too, I think.
That's the ones.
That's not the
poodles.
one. Yeah, that's who came back. Yeah, they came back too.
I wasn't gonna guess them. No shout out.
It was AKAs. I was gonna be. I wanted to. First, they were the first. I was like, okay, I fuck with that. Luckily, not luckily. I won't say luckily, but for whatever reason, that wasn't in my cards.
The universe saved you,
and I was very sad about it. Yeah, I was sad. I was like, damn, because my grades were good up until I was, 4.1, graduated. But my second year of college is when I was like, fuck it, I'm not really going to. Not that I wasn't going to class. There was one class I wasn't going to, and that's what brought my GPA down just enough to not make that requirement.
See, shout out to Mr. Mark Dave. He's the bruz.
He knows.
He's like, she wanted to be the case. He guessed it before you said it.
He could hear it in my voice.
He could hear it.
He can't even see me right now.
It don't matter. We know. we have this feeling in us that lets us know, oh, that's the Reds right there, or no, that's definitely somebody that ain't the Reds. Like it's
something else.
We have it in our radar system. We just know who the Reds is and who ain't, or who's gonna be the Reds.
Yeah, see.
Yeah, we can I can smell it on you. When you're in there, you can kind of tell, like, as much as I'm not a big fan of stereotypes and following.
You can smell it.
It could be energy, though. I feel like it could be energy.
Nah, because to be honest, based on how you've talked today, you probably wouldn't like being one of the K's.
No.
You'd probably like a little bit more one of us, but a chill one of us. Okay. When I say us, I mean Coleman's. So for us, our sisters are the Deltas. You probably would feel more comfortable with them as opposed to being with the
yeah. I won't say I was a completely different person, but I am different. I definitely have grown a lot. And I was still more, and I hated pink. I don't know what made me choose them, actually. I think it was just because they were the first, and the research that I had done at the time that I don't remember, so don't ask me. Everything was leading that way. Like I liked what it sounded like on paper, right? And we had no chapter, so
it's okay.
It wasn't like anything I could even refer back to.
They did you a solid. Thank the ancestors every morning from saving you from making such a terrible mistake.
Yikes! I remember when they came back over grandma's campus because it was gone for a minute, and that was the thing, because it was an army of motherfuckers when they came back. It was just like,
what's
a lot.
Funny?
There was 30. I promise you, it was 25, 30 people.
Yeah, that's on average. You know what's funny when I think about that? You never see an army of us.
No. Nope.
You never. If it makes it to 10, it's lucky.
I don't care.
And that's at the end. You're talking about the beginning.
I don't care if niggas have been somehow just, life happened and aren't on campus for a while. When it comes back, it's 4 or 5. They got to figure it out. If somebody's gonna show up, no, you're not doing that. We don't do that. You ever wonder how that feels when like the new just revampers come and then they try to get it together the regular way and they be sitting there wait a minute, man, you can't even say this happened to you. What you doing? How you even doing this? You better call somebody else because what are you doing? You can't do that. You don't know this. What you talking about?
Yeah. They had no experience with that.
Hey, that must be awkward.
It might be. I'm sure there's a lot of awkward stories. I got mine out the way, so I'm cool. I paid my my debt to society. But the interesting part about that, which kind of ties into what I was going to say earlier, as far as the social component. Mm-hmm. So when we were talking about clubs, there's so many different questions that I can ask in regards to the clubs, especially with you being in your new space of enlightenment and your spiritual journey. How does it feel being in the club setting now? Because that would have been a big difference had you been one of those lady folk, you being in the space you're in now and then being in the fraternal world as far as social gatherings and hoedowns and hoot nannies.
I loved the strolls, all the flashy stuff. I was like, damn, I'm missing out. My best friend, actually, at the time, I convinced her to join with me, and then she got in and I didn't get in, and that was sad. But it worked out. I made my peace with it. It was still something that messed with me for a minute, but I took responsibility for it, and I said, I fucked up my grades. I can't blame that on nobody but me. I know not to do that anymore. Always stay ready so I don't have to get ready,
Accountability.
Yeah, so that definitely woke me up. I graduated with a 3.4 or something like that.
All that matters.
And yeah. So it was that year. The fact that it was just that year, right at the same time, it's because my focus was on that. It wasn't on my grades. It wasn't on my major, which changed a bunch of times anyways. But it was on that, and so I wanted it so bad I was chasing it instead of attracting it, if that makes sense. But it was for a reason. I still probably wouldn't have. I don't know what other thing would have happened to make me not join if it wasn't grades, but I'm sure it would have been something, or they wouldn't have came back or something.
So understanding how to shift your focus and start to focus on things that are for your betterment in the long term, as opposed to chasing that instant gratification like we talked about earlier. Yeah. Now, when it comes to now and your music now, how do you end up utilizing that same mindset, focusing on the long term as opposed to chasing the right now?
Right. So the chasing the right now, to me, a lot of the time, I'll speak for myself. I won't speak for everybody else, but for me, it's it's coming from that place of lack that I mentioned earlier. I don't have this. I gotta hustle. I gotta get to it. You know what I mean? And that's not always instant, but coming from that mindset instead of a mindset of, okay, I'm acknowledging this lack that I have and I don't want that anymore. I'm gonna work towards something. It's helping me set my intention, but I have to shift my focus to what I'm looking forward to, and pretty much believe and feel that I already have it. It's already mine. I'm already doing it. I'm in the journey. It's part of this, and not dwell on okay, I don't have it yet. I don't have it yet. I don't have it yet. Because once you make that shift, it's a big difference, and it's a perspective shift. And sometimes it's not easy for us because we do dwell on the negative things a lot longer and a lot more often than we do the positive things, right? So say if I said something stupid in here today and just was out of pocket, like I told you, and I went in my car and I was driving home, I'm like, damn, I should have said this, I should have said that, I shouldn't have, whatever. I can go on forever thinking about all the negative things, all the things I could have said, all the things I wish I would have said or didn't say. And instead of, when I'm in the car, maybe say I said something positive, yeah, I really did a good job on that. I'll sit with that positive thought maybe for 10 minutes and then it's over with, right? We don't celebrate our positive stuff that long, but we'll dwell on the negative for sometimes years, sometimes way too long. And so that shift in perspective with my music and with my holistic stuff, in life in general, I feel like everything's kind of tied together for me right now, so it's hard to answer for just music. But in my personal life, like that's the shift that I've made. So I've just kind of incorporated that into everything that I do, and I've seen a big difference. I'm attracting, the things that I want. Yeah, attracting the things that I want. I live very well. I don't need no negative karma. I don't have no bad intentions for anybody.
I figured it out.
Go ahead.
I think we need sexier voices, and we need sexier voices, and we need like calmer demeanors apparently, because what she just said in my brain is I have a positive outlook on this music stuff, even on this podcast, and how it all can correlate and have this fucking ripple effect to my fucking life, because I'm literally changing my thinking at its core. I remember earlier you said it's not simple. I think it is very simple. It's just not easy.
There we go. Okay.
Like we use the scenario in here like working out. Like it's a simple process to get your body together, but it's really hard to get in here. So I'm like, you know what, nigga? Like I clearly need a voice like that to put it together, because I be in here like, what the fuck is y'all doing? If you could just do the things, make the things, do the shit.
I won't even say that it's not easy. I'd say it's more so it's uncomfortable, which we talk about. Because some of the shit, it really ain't even hard. It's really easy as fuck, but it's uncomfortable. Concept. I don't like that. I didn't feel like hearing that right now. I didn't feel like thinking about that right now. Even for us, like you talking about our delivery, I've had many comments where people say they like hearing my voice through microphone. So I don't think it's the voice thing.
I just wanted to big up her voice.
I mean, we both have. Well, that of course, you definitely adds more of a vocal aesthetic to this situation that we normally don't have. Yep, there you go. And as you heard at the beginning of the show, ain't no auto tune in this bitch. Like it's all natural.
Oh damn, that's gonna sound crazy. Just kidding. I heard it.
That would be a thing to do a whole show in auto tune.
That would be fun.
On mushrooms.
On mushrooms. Okay, well I'm coming back for that one. I'm gonna come back for that one. But no, it's definitely a simple. The concept is simple, but the practice and the discipline that it takes to actually do those things is what's difficult.
The long game.
Because people will start, I want to make a change, I want to do this, and then they'll do it for a couple days, and then they'll revert back to what they were doing before, and then wonder why. Well, that didn't work. Or they want that instant gratification. Oh, I don't got a 6-pack yet. I worked out this whole week. Like, okay.
I think people underestimate the power of like simple techniques. Like you would just be saying that to yourself, nigga. I will talk out loud. Fuck that shit. Like you said, I'm driving in the car. I used to do that shit with this a lot. Like I would get in the car, immediately play the episode, and be like, "Fuck, I should have." And I used to say out loud, "Man, fuck that shit," and then like turn to something. I was like, and I'm like, "Yeah, man, you could start there," and then it turns into you just saying it in your brain, and then fucking 6 months from now, you just. I didn't even think about that. Yep. How do you get in there and just, I've been doing it for a while and I just don't give a fuck no more. Right. I know what I'm doing.
I think people, that kind of drives people nuts when we talk, like when they ask me about the pod, like, so how do you guys plan out? We don't plan out what we talk about.
I asked him, I said, what are we talking about? What are we going to, he said, we're flexible, whatever. Right. I said, okay, well.
Because everybody's used to like, trying to target things a specific way for a specific reaction, where for us it's like, no, we just creating a natural free-flowing space. Like we have an idea of things we could touch on, but we're not scripting nothing out.
Even that for depth though. Like when our people talk about pods or shows or whatever, the main critique of this shit, because it's a billion podcasts out there, a billion radio shows, like it all sounds scripted and blah blah blah. So I'm like, all right, man, this is a little harder, but I just go in here and have the conversations. You can't say this shit is not a natural thing. I have points like, oh, this was interesting to talk about this week, but having this scripted out event, now we in here sounding like Bryant Gumbel on the late night news. I'm here in the Good News radio station talking to DC. We have a guest here, and fuck that. I don't want to listen to that shit.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, no.
Absolutely not.
I think, well, when I asked, it was more so I would have the thoughts kind of organized in my head. Not obviously, I wouldn't know what came up in the what was going to come up in the conversation, but just so that I would know, okay, we're going to speak on this kind of thing. This is everything that I know about that, so I'll be able to
Let me mentally prepare myself so that I can avoid a traumatic incident.
That's what I like to prepare, learn.
None of that here. We want you to be uncomfortable as fuck and figure it out on the fly, goddammit.
It's more organic that way, I suppose. And you probably get to catch people and it makes it funnier because it's like ad-libbing the whole time.
Most definitely. And for us, in all honesty, we may not prepare every single thing, but we kind of have an idea who we're having on the show. So we're not gonna come in here and have the titties and ass conversation with the lady that's been on our show for the first time. Like,
well, damn, why not?
We can, but we have a little decorum when we approach.
I
Just
know
a little
you
bit.
yet.
We went halfway through.
You can come back and it could be all titties and ass.
Okay,
Like,
yeah, we'll
The
come. I'll
next
come
one,
back
it
for the
could be
next
like, you
one.
can talk about thumbs and
Ass
spit
and
and
titties.
body fluids and all that wonderful stuff that we talk about.
That
on
is,
the
that it goes into health and wellness, man.
It does. That's a part of health. Thank you.
I like this one.
Thank you. She understands. That's part of your health and wellness and self-expression as well too. But part of our health and wellness, as two men on the podcast and one woman, we definitely don't want to come out like that because your health and wellness
Coming out
leads to
hot.
lawsuits. And
Oh,
that
yeah.
we can.
I get that.
Although we enjoy, the Joe Budden podcast, we definitely not trying to be out here like Joe getting
Shit, no.
absolutely not. Say the wrong thing and now you got somebody shitting on your platform and calling you a rapist and all. No, I'm cool. We don't need none of that. So we'll ease into that thing real slow, baby. Kind of like the mood for the song is providing. Ease into that thing real nice and slow. Take your time with it. Don't just go thrust it in there. Just slide it in.
Just slow, just slide.
Slide it in. So as we exit, let the people know where they can find you and listen to your music at and speak with you and all those other things that you may or may not want to do.
Gotcha. You guys can follow me on Instagram. It's _KIILYNN, 2 N's as in Nancy, not M's as in Eminem. And yeah, if you have any questions about health and wellness or music or singing or whatever, I don't know. I do a lot, so if you just want to talk, just hit me up. You can hit me up there. My music, Apple Music, is spelled the same way, no underscore. Spotify, Tidal, all your basic stuff. I don't have any videos yet, but I will.
She gonna get there.
And I'd be amiss if I didn't let y'all know Dirty Dell and Dirty Laundry is dropping a project on Friday, so take a look at their page and mine. I'll be posting more about it. I posted about it today. So
Get the shit.
Get it. Friends of the pod.
Unseen,
Friends of
yes.
the pod.
Yes.
Support all of that. And the visuals will come. It's part of your journey. It's going to come. So if you want to listen to something smooth that's not Janae Aiko and realign your chakras in a non-commercial way, then you go ahead and you hit her up on Instagram.
Shout out Janae if you're listening to this. No, I'm just kidding.
Baby, if you listen to this,
get a
holla,
feature, let me know how much.
I can sing the vocals in the background.
It's that sound therapy, man. It's the voice. I know she gets into the sound. Man, that's a whole nother show. I'm gonna have to go.
Sound baths and all that.
Yep.
Oh shit, songs off. All right, fuck y'all. Bye.
Bye.